everybody.
Hi, guys. Well, from virus-infested Salt Lake City, Utah.
It's Thank God I'm Atheist.
The podcast.
I'm Frank.
And I'm Dan, and we're both sick.
We're both sick, so coming up today, we're going to keep it fairly brief.
Yeah, we're going to do a show for you, but it's going to be a truncated show.
We're doing the first half of the show.
Yeah.
Is what we're doing. Which should give you...
It'll be fun.
50,
It'll
maybe
be good.
50 minutes of entertainment.
Yeah, solid. Solid. Let's make no predictions. We'll make no predictions on that.
All right.
So what do you got, Franklin?
Well, you, Dan.
I am Dan, yes.
Let me see. I had a... You're suffering from a little cold.
Yeah.
As am I.
Yeah.
So I thought I would talk a little about the Zika virus.
Oh, the Zika virus. It's a good one.
Not even so much about the Zika virus itself.
Everyone's talking about it, though. It's on everyone's mind.
But instead, the El Salvadorian... is that what you say? Is it
El Salvadorian? I think it's El Salvadoran.
Or a Salvadoran. It's not the El Salvadoran. I don't know. Anywho, somebody from the health ministry or whatever it's called of El Salvador has said that due to the Zika virus and the risks that run for pregnant women who are carrying the virus, it can cause... what's the thing called with the babies with the small heads?
Microcephaly?
That's the one. Thank you.
Is that it? Really?
Yeah, that's it.
I did it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Micro. Was that the key?
Yeah.
Right there? Yeah. Anywho, they apparently it can cause microcephaly.
Uh-huh.
And so they're saying to young women, maybe just put off getting pregnant and having a family for a couple years until we get through this health crisis.
In a Latin American country.
Well, the priests of El Salvador, not so excited about this.
Just a minute.
They're basically one of the choicest lines was, "Do not tell these women what to do with their bodies." Oh, the irony.
Wait a minute. I think I might have spotted something. Oh, my God. Don't tell these women what to do with their bodies.
It was something along those lines.
We'd rather that these women risk actually, injuring their babies than taking precautions against pregnancy.
And, of course, I mean, the Catholic Church would rather there be... tons of babies born with any number of ailments rather than making good decisions based on the information available about the kind of people you're not that there's anything wrong with if somebody has they decide to carry a child to full term who they know, maybe has Downs or something along those lines. They've made that decision, right? But this is an impoverished nation, right?
And one that is probably women are likely to be ill-equipped to deal with a with a small head baby. It's going to be tough. I mean, what do you need? You need added difficulty in your life.
Right.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah. Well, according to the Catholic Church, that is exactly what you do.
Oh my God.
And so I don't know. I don't think there's any real quotes in here I need to be reading or any details. I think that
about covers it.
That's the gist of it. But this whole Zika virus thing, Dan. I was getting. Where was I? I can't remember where I was. I was in a waiting room that had a TV on, and it was just Zika virus.
It's the hottest thing since sliced bread.
Oh, is this the new SARS? I had no clue what it was. And then all of a sudden,
it's on our continent, Frank.
I had to look it up.
Well, it's actually
that's when it gets
South
scary.
America. It's South America.
There have been cases in the United States.
I know.
Now.
And now it's sexually transmitted as well as it's not just those damned mosquitoes.
Oh, it's turned into just
You know what?
the scariest.
Can I just say, if someone wanted me to believe in a god again, they would have to account for viruses and mosquitoes. You tell me why this god of yours created those bastards.
Yeah.
You tell me what purpose that serves.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll reconsider. I won't actually.
Yeah, there was something, one of the priests did say something really amazing about how what we need to be doing is combating the mosquito. We need to be getting rid of the mosquito. Annihilate the mosquito, basically, was this guy's thing.
I love it.
Like,
let's kill him.
And he's like, but don't touch these babies. Right? So it's like one of God's creations. Let's wipe it off the face of the planet.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Even though it's out there in the ecosystem doing whatever it does in the ecosystem. And then you have...
Well, humans are more important. Humans are more important. And unborn...
Aren't we all God's creation?
Well, yes.
What makes us so special?
We were created in his image. He's a he, so men were created in his image more than women were.
Clearly.
So men are more important. But yeah, we're all more in his image than a mosquito. Mosquitoes.
I mean, who knows?
They're the worst.
Maybe it's the mosquito god.
Yeah, when you look at it, mosquitoes are winning, for sure.
Oh, numbers-wise, yeah.
So it would make more sense for this Earth to have been created by a mosquitoes god, and we're just one of the food items that God put on this Earth for the mosquitoes.
And now an enemy, a wrathful enemy that's seeking to destroy and wipe it off the face of this planet.
So the mosquito,
which could you ever even do? It's a fucking mosquito. I mean, they're everywhere.
I would love it if we could. Can't we?
I don't think you can.
Can't we? Can't we find a way?
I think you can keep them...
What would it upset in our ecosystem to get rid of the mosquitoes?
I don't know. I think if you were vigilant, you could probably get them outside of like urban areas. Maybe.
Yeah, there's no way to get rid of them. They're just
they're everywhere.
They're the bastards. You know, mosquitoes kill more humans than any other animal.
No.
Yeah.
No.
They spread more disease. They kill between malaria and all this stuff. Mosquitoes kill more humans than any other animal.
Oh, not like with their teeth and paws, just with disease.
Well, that's. Well, no, I mean,
not like
yes, of course,
a mosquito attack. Swarms of mosquitoes,
right,
taking you down.
No, yes, you're right. Mosquitoes don't attack us with their claws, Frank. You're right. You figured it out.
And they don't even have teeth, to be honest.
No, they just got that nose that they poke on.
Ew, it's so gross.
Anywho, I'm going to move on to the campaign trail. We had the Iowa caucuses and everything, and everyone, especially on the right side of the campaign, is trying to prove how Jesus-y they are, as you know. Trump had another bit of a fuck up recently. A couple weeks ago he did the whole 2 Corinthians as opposed to 2 Corinthians, which I actually let him slide a little bit on. Except that it proves that he doesn't know he doesn't go to church. But of course, while he's on the campaign trail, he goes to church.
Oh yeah.
So in Iowa, he went to a church and had a bit of a faux pas, I'm afraid.
Oh well, no. Did he say something?
No, he threw a couple. He took out a couple bucks and threw it on the communion plate, not the offering plate. Wasn't paying enough attention. Didn't notice that the plate that was going around was the communion plate. Threw a couple bucks on there, and then
he was just tipping the waiter. That's all.
He knew he had to throw some money in. Yeah. Like, he gets that. He knows that he can't visit a church and not give them money. Billionaires can't do that. He just didn't.
He was
actually
armed and ready.
He just
I don't know what to do.
I mean, an easy enough mistake, but pretty dumb.
I don't know. You see, I don't know what kind of church it was, so what was on there, but I'm assuming probably some wafers.
Yeah.
Right, of some kind.
Yeah.
maybe some broken bread.
He's clearly not paying attention at all. All you have to do is look, Donald. There's no other money on the plate, and there are crackers.
Yeah.
He just throws down some cash.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah, see if the waiter will come back around with a beverage.
That's right.
You know.
Hey, here's something for yourself. This one's for the church. This one's for you. Oh, my God.
All right.
He's dumb.
Okay. Dan,
Yeah.
Phoenix.
Dateline, Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes.
Okay.
Their city council.
They have one of those.
There's been a kerfuffle of sorts.
Yeah.
Surrounding their little prayer time at the meeting.
All right.
And because the Satanic Temple decided that they were going to push the issue.
Love it.
And get into the mix, they requested
Sure.
a slot. And that left...
They requested a slut.
That left the Phoenix City Council in a little bit of a bind. They didn't know what to do, right? Like, what... Do we protect this... Do we continue with, like, our tradition of just having different members of the clergy whom we like...
Right.
And who don't bother our sensibilities too much, come in to do these prayers, right?
Right.
And protect that by letting the Satanic Temple do one prayer in the year.
Right.
Do we do that? Or there was some grumbling, well, maybe we can just let the individual members of the city council all choose someone, right? As sort of their person who comes and prays, right? Interesting, clever, but they realize, well, maybe someday someone will
challenge
ask for someone who we don't want,
right.
Or they could have the chaplain pray, the city chaplain, which they probably shouldn't even have, or they could have a moment of silence.
Sure,
they could adopt that as their policy. Which one do you think they went with?
Oh, let's see. What would be the worst choice they could make? I'm going to guess just continue on, but only invite their favorite Christian people or whatever.
Yeah, you would think. It's a pretty big city. I think there was a lot of pressure to get it right. They decided to just have a moment of silence.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they got as good as they're probably going to get for a while.
Yeah.
On this whole thing. So at the beginning of their meetings now, they'll just call for a moment of silence for people to, independently ponder.
Yeah.
Say their own little prayers, whatever.
Hail Satan. Whatever it is you need to do in your moment of silence.
Yeah. But of course, people are just so upset.
Oh yeah. You didn't read the comments, did you?
No. They have some little pull quotes from Twitter. In this article.
Oh sure. Throw down. What do you got?
Well, let's see. Let's see what we have. Let's see. Here's one. No. These are.
Is there a good hashtag?
We're not all that.
Hashtag moment of silence.
No, it's a hashtag satanic invocation.
Yeah, that's a good hashtag.
Yeah, that seems to be the one that. These are all people. These are actually people who are for the new policy.
Okay, there you go.
But in general, there was a lot of hand wringing from especially the city council.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the Satanic Temple. They're amazing at this.
Yeah.
They are the heroes that we need. The heroes that we deserve.
What I continue to find amazing, though, is that it's not really Satanism.
No. It's on the face of it. It is bold-faced not believing in Satan.
And yet, the people who are confronted with making a decision about this react as though it was Satan himself.
Yeah.
Appearing before them.
That's what's so great about this.
And just like waiting to collect their souls.
It's a superstition, And the whole, I mean, it's like they're threatening to break a mirror or something. It's like there's nothing to it, but they just can't risk it. They can't, even if it's fake, it'll piss God off. He'll be mad. We can't let it happen.
Somebody should just release a ton of black cats into that city hall.
Right, exactly. And say Bloody Mary 3 times and Beetlejuice, whatever.
Right.
I don't know what those people don't like anymore. Well, I'm going to take us around the world.
Woo!
To Israel. This is serious news here. This is serious stuff. I'm getting into the real newsy news. There's been a decision by the Israeli government that is actually it's changing things slightly. As you know, you've heard of the Western Wall, which is a small section of it's a remnant of the Second Jewish Temple, which was the temple itself was destroyed by the Romans in the year 66. But so there's this section of this wall, and the rabbis, the people, they go to pray. But since the country of Israel is run by Orthodox Judaism, and Orthodox Judaism is what is officially sanctioned, only men are allowed to pray at the Western Wall. And when a woman tries to pray, they get shouted down and booed and sometimes arrested. And this is bad
Thank
things.
God there is one sane place left in this world.
Where women aren't allowed to pray. Just shut up and do your work or whatever. You can do something at the Sabbath, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Anywho, so now for the longest time, the Israeli government backed this no women allowed sort of thing. And they still kind of do. However, a new space has been created near it, next to the Western Wall, where women can pray, where basically the more liberal sects of Judaism can go and have their
thing. It lets them get near it, but not too close.
Well, I mean,
they're not going to spoil it, right?
You know, it'll be right next to it. I mean, I'm sure the women, if they pray loud enough, can still annoy all the men in their funny hats.
There'll be a live video feed from the wall itself, so they can at least see the wall.
Sure. There's a mirror where you can look up and you can see the wall. There are those like pay telescopes where you can look through.
Yeah.
So yes, it's this is being hailed as a dramatic, unprecedented, and critical acknowledgement by the state of Israel that Judaism's holiest site should incorporate the traditions of the Masorti, which is the conservative, and Reform streams, in which men and women pray together.
Yeah. Okay.
So there you go. There's progress being made, apparently.
Slowly,
and
they're tiptoeing toward that wall.
Right. Oh, they are inching their way there. Before you know it, 200 years from now,
they might be.
A woman will pray at that wall and will only be like mildly looked down upon.
Right.
No one will even yell.
Oh, that'll be the day.
Oh,
won't that just be lovely?
We can dream.
Oh,
we can dream.
All right, Dan.
What do you got?
I know you love our nation's motto.
E pluribus unum?
No, the other one, the one that's on the money. In God we trust.
In God we trust. We sure do.
Oh, well, people around this country love that idea.
Oh, sure.
Right? Yeah, it's God we trust in. Right? So, Chief of Police Gary Krutke.
Okay.
I believe that's how you... Krutke? Probably Krutke. Gary Krutke.
Isn't that the name of the... There's a whole song about Officer Krutke in...
Krumpke, isn't it?
I don't know.
This is Krutke.
Okay.
Krutke.
Okay.
Krutke. Anywho, Gary Krutke decided a few days ago that he was going to put some new decals on all the police cars.
Oh, sure, like they've been doing.
In God we trust.
Sure.
Right? And this is in Prescott, Wisconsin.
Ah, not the South.
No. And he just opened a big old can of worms for himself.
Uh-oh.
The city attorney had to get involved.
Oh, dear.
The mayor got involved. Everybody had to get involved because people didn't want it. Right? They had to convince this guy.
You're not in Kentucky, buddy. That's Fufurf country up there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but Fufurf didn't even have to get involved. These people are trained well.
Yeah.
They knew what was coming down the pike, and they were like, no way, we're going to get ahead of this, and we're going to stop this.
Wow.
Let's see. Oh, John O'Boyle, he's the Pierce County District Attorney.
Yeah.
He says, they're not your personal vehicles, right?
Wow.
Regardless of whatever his religious beliefs would be, he works for a government agency.
Well, that's true.
So it's interesting. Our government likes to, put this motto on stuff.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, you can't do that. It's a government agency.
Huh.
You can't be mixing the two of them and promoting a religion.
Wow.
Says, right?
Wow.
Kretke he's been using Facebook like mad through this whole thing.
Oh, good. I like it when the old folks use Facebook. I'm assuming he's older. I don't know why.
I think that's a safe assumption, actually. So he made a post the following day after he was forced to take it down, and says, if people are offended by my post, then don't look at my page. I fought and bleed for this country, and many soldiers just like me did the same thing so that free Americans have the right to express themselves freely in this country. Those freelies were, of course, all caps. And let's see, he had some other...
Yeah, you're free to express yourself freely, but you can't just put everything you want on the company car.
Today I was told that I may have to remove these words from our squad cars because the bad guys might be offended by these words. In God we trust.
The bad guys.
And that was last month.
Frank, we're bad guys.
We're bad guys.
The cops think we're bad guys. That's not good.
Well, at least Gary Krutke thinks we're bad guys.
We're going to Wisconsin.
We are. I know.
You and I. We're going to be bad guys.
Bad.
I'm afraid. Now
atheistic ideas.
I'm afraid of the cops in Wisconsin.
No.
I'm afraid. Well, hey, score one for us.
Yeah.
For the good side. That's amazing. I was starting to just give up on that. I was just prepared for everything in the world to say "In God We Trust" on it now. There you go.
I feel like we're going the right direction in general, don't you?
That was a good. Well, yeah, but you can't fight that one because it's the motto, and as long as it's the actual national motto, it's like they've got. Ooh, Frank just bumped into his microphone. They've got a reason to do it. Anyway, I'll move on to our own state.
What?
The state of Utah. Here in blustery Utah. There's a problem. We got trouble, Frank, right here in Salt Lake City.
What happened?
That's trouble with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pornography. Utah is the highest consuming state of the porno
at least paid for pornography
in our country.
We don't steal our pornography, so it's traceable.
We're not deadbeats like the rest of you bastards. We actually consume our porn like grown-ups
and pay for it.
In the state of Utah, it is it's easy to theorize why there's so much porn consumption in Utah. Yeah. It is one of the most sexually repressed places on the earth. I would venture to say it's Frank's making skeptical face.
On the earth.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to mull that over.
I mean, it's pretty repressed. So here's I mean, and here's the thing. When a state is as sexually repressed as ours is, especially when it's religious based.
Right.
All of the sexual energy needs to be sort of dealt with in clandestine fashion. And I think that...
Okay.
Okay, this is all Dan theory right now. I'm not talking about anything scientific here.
Okay.
But it seems to me that in places where sexuality is dealt with in a healthy way, porn consumption is still there, and it's used well, and it's fine.
Okay.
But in Utah, there's a problem with people, guys looking at porn, and then everybody thinking that it's a big emergency, and then their marriages break up because there's this big... Anywho, all of this is a long introduction to say that State Senator Todd Weiler has introduced a resolution in the Utah State Legislature that recognizes porn as a... what's the wording? As a public health crisis.
Of all the potential public health crises out there.
Yeah. He insists, he says, this is not a Mormon thing. It is a Utah thing. This is not a conservative thing. It's based on science. Not all scientists will agree on this, but scientists don't agree on everything.
Oh, dear God. Where is he? Okay, take it
He says, like in the 1950s, people said tobacco wasn't addictive, and now we know it is. I think that porn is similar to tobacco back in the 1950s. Porn is being found to be addictive and damaging.
Oh, my God.
Now, here's the thing. In Utah, you will find so many quote-unquote resources for porn and sex addiction.
Yeah. And
in non-Utah states, porn addiction is largely considered to be mythical by the psychiatric community. There was an interesting article in Psychiatry Today or something like that was basically like, no, there's no such thing. It's not an addictive thing.
Right.
It's something that you can have a porn habit, and you can develop an unhealthy relationship with porn.
Sure.
It's not addictive. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not a psychiatric professional, but there's definitely a large section of the psychiatric community that does not concur with this position. However, in Utah, there are whole companies that make it there that are going to help you with your horrible porn addiction, so that you can save your marriage.
I wonder how like I have this idea in my head, right, of like what it would actually, how much porn consumption and how much of it being out of control and how much like would it take to convince me that it was a public health crisis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like I don't like, it's so absurd at the level that it's currently like existing.
Yeah.
Right? Like what would actually,
what
would it take?
Yeah.
Actually, like I just can't even imagine that scenario.
To make it a public health crisis and something that affects he's claiming that this affects everyone. He says the resolution says it, quote, recognizes the need for education, prevention, research, and policy change at the community and societal level in order to address the pornography epidemic that is harming the citizens of Utah and the nation. Of course, he does not go on to elucidate how it's harming people,
right,
other than, he does think that it's causing relationships to fail.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was a divorce attorney. So he's seen this crop up over and over. And rather than actually delving into what the science says about what the real issue is,
right,
he just sees, on the affidavit, it says husbands looking at pornography all the time.
Oh, scary.
Probably guy on guy. I mean, let's face it, in Utah, many, many men are married to women who should be married to men.
Yeah, it's very true.
And women who are married to men that should be married to women and all that sort of thing. So that's part of the problem. Here's what he said. 85 to 90% of my clients that come in annually have a sexual addiction or compulsion. For the first time in the human race, you can make love to your computer, smartphone, or tablet anytime, anywhere. And the human brain was not designed for this. It's cocaine on steroids. It's touch deprivation, so you don't need to go to your spouse or your significant other for that connection, which is paramount to cultivating relationships.
There's so much crazy going on in that statement.
Oh, my God.
Having sex with your computer?
Yeah.
That's not what it is.
That's not what it is at all.
It's not even close to what it is. You're not... Well, hopefully you're not rubbing yourself onto your computer.
It just sounds uncomfortable.
I hope that's not how you enjoy your pornography. That might actually turn out to be a public health problem.
Well,
there.
At very least, it's probably bad for the computer. You could do damage. Anyway,
that's ludicrous.
So I'll bring in a contrary quote. This is from a psychologist named Chloe Carmichael, Dr. Chloe Carmichael, who said, "The idea that adult entertainment is inherently harmful and is the cause of marital demise is not supported by research. In fact, many couples find pornography to aid in enhancing marital excitement. Some people might feel that pornography is misaligned with their own personal values or not appropriate within their own marriage, but to say that it is harmful to all citizens and inherently harmful to the institution of marriage is simply inaccurate."
Yeah.
So
sounds about right.
That's about where I stand on that as well. I stand with the scientists and the pornographers.
And the science of pornography.
Not really the pornographers. Pornography is so badly done. It's so shitty. I just hate it.
Well, make a porn.
Nah.
Go produce one the way Dan Beecher would produce it.
I would love to do that. No.
It's
not my thing.
There's something distasteful.
I did the other day. I watched a bit of a documentary that was on. I mean, it was obviously it was not much of a documentary. It was like the history of pornography or whatever. Okay. And they just kept interviewing the little starlets and stars of these various award-winning porn films, and they kept saying, like, one theme that occurred over and over was that this porn, unlike the other porn, this porn had acting. They never said, like, commented on the quality of the acting, but they kept saying that it had it. Like, that they included acting in this one. It was great.
Okay.
Talked about making one of the girls cry by actually, like, squeezing lemon into her eyes or something, like squirting something horrific into her eyes. I'm like, God damn.
Well, that's commitment right there.
Commitment
She's sacrificing her body for her craft.
The way they talked about it, I don't know that she is granted assent for this. They just walked up to her and did it.
It was probably totally appropriate kind of crying. And why would she keep rubbing her eyes so violently?
Right, exactly. Stop rubbing your eyes. It hurts. Good. Oh, man. Well, there you go. Is that it?
Yeah.
Did we get through them?
I think so.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
thoughts that came up, like little follow-up ideas. My brain's not working, Dan.
Kids, we're mush.
Yeah.
We're mush. This is as good as it gets. I think literally we're both going to go take a nap for the rest of the year. Now that we've gotten through this. If you have anything you'd like to say about anything that you've heard today, please don't hesitate to shoot us an email.
Oh, yeah. Please.
That's podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or you can leave us a voicemail message. The telephone number is 424-666-8442.
Yeah, go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/TGIAtheist.
And while on Facebook, search for the TGIA Members Only Lounge and request to join.
It'll make us all very happy.
Yay.
Thanks for listening, guys. Sorry for the short show and for any gross sounds that may have occurred during it. And thank you. Oh, thanks to Mackenzie for her work on our social media.
And thanks to the Red Rock Hot Club for the continued use of their music. And can I thank one person from Patreon?
Oh, sure.
We had a new Patreon donor, Meg.
Oh, sweet.
I think the other ones, let me look at the dates. Yeah. Meg is a new donor.
Awesome.
And so thank you very much, Meg. It's actually, let me see if I remember correctly. Yeah, Meg, it's a very nice, generous donation.
Oh, and we got a one-time donation from someone named Shelly also, and I don't think that was like a week or two ago, and I think I missed it. So,
okay.
So thank you so much for that. If you guys enjoy what we do and want to participate by giving us a donation, you can go to go to thankgodimatheist.com and then click on the Patreon button.
That's the easiest way.
That's the easiest thing.
Yep.
Thanks everybody for listening. We really appreciate you tuning in.
Bye.